Michel Barnier is not giving up hope yet. The EU's chief Brexit negotiator said the UK could still accept the stalled divorce deal, stressing that it was the only way for Britain to leave the bloc in an orderly manner.
If the UK Parliament does not vote in favour of the withdrawal agreement in the coming days, only two options would remain: leaving without an agreement or requesting a longer extension of the Article 50 period. No deal was never our desired or intended scenario. No deal was never my desired or intended scenario. But the EU27 is now prepared. It becomes day after day more likely.
After Barnier spoke in Brussels, ministers in London convened at 10 Downing Street for a marathon cabinet meeting. Prime Minister Theresa May scheduled 5 hours of talks to try to find a way out of the impasse. On the streets, there's exasperation over the disarray, less than 2 weeks before Britain's departure deadline.
Well, it's just nonsense. I mean, the whole thing is nonsense, and it looks like a no-win situation between the MPs who can't decide and the Prime Minister who can't get a majority.
Either way, I think we're going to have problems, so at the end of the day, it's better to get it over with, let the country try to stabilise, come up with a way forward.
On a point of order, Mr.
Attempts by Parliament to find a way forward failed again on Monday. Here, too, nerves are frayed. MPs' rejection of alternative solutions to Theresa May's deal prompted a drastic response from a Conservative who had tabled one of the proposals.
I accept I have failed. I have failed chiefly because my party refuses to compromise. I regret, therefore, to announce that I can no longer sit for this party.
Oh, Nick, don't go. Come on.
Though all 4 options to break the Brexit impasse were rejected, the margins were small. That's kindled some hope that Parliament may yet reach a compromise after all.
So let's have a look now at the options that Britain does have. There could be a 4th vote on Prime Minister Theresa May's agreement. If her deal is accepted, Britain would leave the EU on May 22nd. Now, a longer extension is also possible, but then Britain would have to take part in the EU elections at the end of May. And it's unclear if the EU will grant such an extension. Otherwise, Britain faces leaving the EU without a deal on April the 12th. Now, unless British lawmakers revoke Article 50 and cancel Brexit altogether, but this is seen as highly unlikely. So, DW spoke with Germany's Justice Minister Katharina Barley about Brexit. We asked her what she sees when she looks across the English Channel.
Well, actually, I see a big chaos. I see a parliament and a government who both know what they do not want, but nobody finding a way out of this situation and nobody really defining where we can go together. I mean, we do have to find a solution whatsoever. If not, it's a hard Brexit, which nobody wants.
Now, Germany has already put measures in place that effectively allow for UK citizens to be treated equally, even if there is a no-deal Brexit. What's your expectation towards the UK government to do the same?
Well, I expect a UK government to take all measures necessary to, even in the case of hard Brexit, avoid any kind of friction. And it won't be possible completely. Because especially in commerce, there will be friction if a hard Brexit happens. But we have to protect our citizens, so every side has to take every measure necessary to protect our citizens.
Now, you are the German Justice Minister, you're also a British citizen, and you're the Social Democrat top candidate in the upcoming European elections. How many different types of Brexit pain are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling a lot of pain from the very beginning. And of course, something in me still wishes that we could avoid a Brexit completely. But I've said from the very beginning that I think the people should be asked about the plan, because in the beginning it was just the question yes or no, and now we have we have an agreement on the table and they should be asked on this specific agreement. I still think that that is true.